You stand before her, a gift in your hands, an apology on your lips. Your heart is an open book, its pages filled with sincerity. You expect a smile, a moment of connection. Instead, you see it a flicker so fast you almost miss it. It's not anger, it's not sadness, it's disgust. And it's aimed directly at you, at your kindness. Welcome to the empathy trap, the place where your greatest virtue becomes your most profound liability. Your mind races. You replay every word, every action. What did you do wrong? You were being nice. You were being a good person. That's the first mistake. Believing that niceness is a currency that can be traded for affection or respect. You think your empathy is a bridge, a way to connect, to understand her, to heal her wounds. But to her, it looks like something else entirely. It looks like a plea, a validation-seeking missile. This isn't a flaw in her. It's a feature of human psychology, a brutal, primal mechanism. It's called contemptuous pity, the disgust we feel for something we perceive as inherently weak and trying to curry favor. Your kindness, when offered from a place of perceived desperation, doesn't register as strength. It registers as supplication. You're not giving a gift, you're paying a tax, hoping she won't leave. She doesn't want a servant, she doesn't want a worshipper, she wants an equal, a challenge, a solid ground to stand on. Your excessive, boundaryless empathy signals a void, an inner emptiness you're trying to fill with her approval. This void is not attractive, it's terrifying. It's a black hole, and her instincts tell her to run before she gets pulled in. Let's call them Arthur and Eleanor. Arthur was a textbook empath. He felt everything, especially Eleanor's ever-shifting moods. If she had a bad day, he'd cancel his plans. His own world would stop turning until he could fix hers. He'd ask, "What's wrong? Are you okay? Tell me what you need." 10, 20 times a day. In the beginning, she saw it as caring, sweet even. But soon the sweetness began to rot. His concern no longer felt like a warm blanket. It felt like a cage. His questions were not inquiries, they were interrogations. She started to test him. Small cruelties, a sarcastic remark, a cancelled date. She was subconsciously looking for his spine, his boundary, the point where he would say, "No, that's not okay." But she never found it. He would just absorb the blow and come back with more kindness, a more frantic apology. The climax came on a Tuesday, a minor argument over nothing. He left, she stewed. An hour later, he returned, not with a resolution, but with a necklace, an expensive, desperate offering. He said, "I'm sorry, I just want you to be happy." Eleanor didn't look at the necklace, she looked at him. And in her eyes there was no gratitude, only a cold, profound disgust. She saw him for what he had become, a ghost, a hollow man begging for validation with jewelry. He had erased himself for her, and she was disgusted by the empty space he left behind. This is the trap. You think you're showing love, but what you're really showing is your fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, fear of her leaving. And you use your kindness as a shield, a frantic attempt to manage her emotions so you don't have to face your own. Here is the truth. The escape from this trap is not to become cruel. It is not to abandon empathy. It is to transform it, to forge it into something new. We can call it centered empathy or boundaried kindness. It is kindness that flows from a full cup, not a cracked and empty one. It is empathy that can say, "I understand you are in pain, but your lashing out is not acceptable." It is the ability to hold space for her emotions without making them your responsibility. This requires you to have an unshakable inner core, a sense of self that is not dependent on her validation. Your value is not determined by her smile. Your worth is not a reflection in her eyes. You must be willing to lose her to keep yourself. This is the paradox. The moment you stop fearing the outcome, the dynamic shifts. Your kindness is no longer a plea but a choice. It becomes a gift freely given with no expectation of return. And that is attractive. It demonstrates strength, self-respect, a soul that is whole on its own. Stop trying to be the nice guy. Start being the whole man. The man who is kind because it is his nature, not because it is his strategy. Your empathy is a superpower. Don't let your fear turn it into poison.